Hello and welcome back to another edition of XLC Training. Today we're going to show you how to properly scan and weigh a broke cart. So let's get started. Here we see a loose bounty cart ready to be pulled on line C1. Now let's look at this cart for a second. This is a towel cart or a bounty cart because it's orange, and it has two different labels on it. One is BCRT 140, which stands for Broke Cart 140, and the other is the towel label. In this case, it's 96549808. That number is significant with towel, and these are the two labels you'll be looking for before scanning the cart. Here, this driver places excess broke that was on the floor into the cart before pulling. Before the driver pulls the cart, he must first scan the cart. And to do this, he must go to the main menu you see here and type in 22, which is cart tracking, and then hits enter. Once he does, this screen appears. It gives him an option of 23 remove carts or 24 weigh carts. The first thing you do is type in 23 remove carts and hit enter. Now the remove cart screen appears. Cart ID, line stage location, and broke item. These are the three barcodes that you'll be scanning to enter your information into the system. Let's take a look at how these three barcodes are scanned. The driver now scans the broke cart number. The driver now scans the broke cart location on the wall. Each particular broke cart has a location and a barcode to be scanned and that location on the line. In this particular case, it's AKC1L for loose. That's the loose cart barcode on line C1. He now scans the item number barcode located on the cart. Once completed, your screen will look something like this. Now just hit the enter button. After hitting enter, this screen reappears, the cart tracking screen, but this time we want to weigh the carts. So we'll type in 24 and hit enter. Now this screen appears asking you for a deposit location. You have two options: SPLS, which is the bleaching area which recycles the paper, or bale, where we bale our carts in the baler. In this particular case, the driver is going to type in SPLS. Now this screen appears asking you now to enter the cart number one more time. So here the driver has to scan the cart one more time. He scans the cart. Now your screen should look something like this, with only the weight area being blank. You leave this on your screen until you get over to the scale to weigh your cart. Now he hooks up and pulls his cart from the line to the scale. Now he pulls this cart across the scale and billing 25. Notice how his cart is on the scale, but yet his truck is not. And he's looking over to the right at the digital readout for how much his cart weighs. This is where it gets the amount to put into the weight screen. Here is the digital readout of his cart. This is what he'll put in the weight screen. Here he types in his weight, presses enter. He then presses the F10 button to complete his transaction. Now let's watch another driver on case 6. Here a driver on K6 puts excess broke into the cart before scanning. Again, to scan the cart into the system, the driver goes back to the main menu, selects 22 cart tracking, and hits enter. Again, this screen appears. 23 remove carts, 24 weigh carts. The first one, 23 remove carts, is what he types in. And when he does, this screen appears. Cart ID, line stage location, and broke item. He scans the broke cart ID label. He scans the location barcode on the pole and scans the towel label. After hitting enter, this screen reappears. He types in 24 weigh carts. When he does, it's asking for a deposit location, but instead of SPLS in this case, he's bailing, so he's going to type in BALE and hit enter. He then just scans the broke cart ID label one more time. He now just hooks up to the cart and takes it to be weighed. The driver now pulls into building 25 and pulls this cart across the scale. Notice how he stops on the scale with his cart and looks over for his reading. His weight is 1145. He now enters his weight, hits the enter button, and then hits the F10 button to complete his transaction. Now let's watch one more driver scan and weigh his cart, but this time it's in the tissue area. Now let's look at a tissue cart. This one is full and ready to be pulled. Again, we're going to look at two particular labels on the cart. The broke cart label at the top and the tissue label at the bottom. Again, the driver goes back to the main menu, types in 22 for cart tracking, types in 23 to remove cart, and comes to the cart removal screen. The driver now scans the broke cart label, the location label on the pole, and finally the tissue item number on the cart. Now the driver just hits the enter button. Now the cart tracking screen reappears, and now the driver just types in 24 and hits enter. Notice how it's asking for a deposit location. In this case, the driver's sending his to SPLS to be recycled, and he hits enter. Notice how it's flashing on cart. He now scans the cart one more time. Now the driver just scans the cart one more time. Now that your broke cart number is entered into the screen, you'll find the cursor flashing on weight. You leave the screen up until you get to the scale. Now the driver just hooks up to the cart and pulls it to the scale to be weighed. Here the driver has pulled his cart into building 25 across the scale. Notice his cart is on the scale where his truck is not. He looks to his right to get his reading. The driver now enters the weight and presses enter. He then presses the F10 button to complete that transaction. Well, I hope this video has helped you in how to scan and weigh a cart. Remember, it's not okay to pull a cart and dump it without being scanned. All this broke needs to be accounted for, and you're part of that accounting process. This has been a production of XLC Services.